Drizzt led his companions out of the twists and dips of the crags to their absolute relief. For the war drums of the Sky Pony still pounded in the distance, promising a slow and painful death should they tarry too long. Keep the sun at our backs. Aye. By afternoon, the friends came upon the main road, the trading route from Waterdeep to Mirabar, and passing Lonsattle on the way. As they rode, Regis took great pleasure in describing the magic-using Harpal family and their strange, often outrageous home, all of which put Wulfgar deeply suspicious of the dark arts on edge. How long must we remain in this place, Bruenor? Until we get some answers, Wulfgar, or until we figure a better place to go. Later. This is Longsaddle? These people look like farmers, not wizards.
They are farmers. The Harpals don't live in town, they live in the Ivy Mansion.
The what?
There.
Who are you, and what do you want? Weary travelers, come to see the renowned Harpals. And? And you'll open this gate or I'll... Greetings. Excuse poor Regwell there, for he's had an incredible run of bad luck, with some experimenting. Though really his ideas for crossbreeding a horse and a frog are not without merit, never mind the explosion. But enough of that. I'm Harkle Harpal. How might I assist you? Me friends and myself have come hundreds of miles, seeking the words of the wizards of Longsaddle. I'm Bruenor of Icewind Dale, the halflings Regis, the barbarians Wulfgar, and the elves. A drow. Fantastic. Simply unbelievable. Are we to be allowed passage? Oh, yes. Please, do come in. Do you have some place we can stable our mounts? Oh, the horses, of course. Pick them up and come along. It's nearly time to sup. The meal at the Fuzzy Quarterstaff is particularly delicious this night. And I say Elminster would wipe the floor with your Kelvin Aronson. Ah, Flagstaff would finish what Nurgle started. Sorcery. Peace, Wulfgar. Are you alright? I long for the road and the orcs. It's safer. Longsaddle may be eccentric, but it offers us much needed rest.
So let's relax and enjoy the hospitality of the Harpals. Ale.
You mentioned you came here seeking knowledge, friend dwarf. How might we help you? I search for Mithril Hall, home of me fathers. Bruenor talked long into the night, telling Harkle of the ancient dwarven kingdom lost so long ago, and his quest to reclaim it for Clan Battlehammer. For his part, Drizzt passed the time in extreme discomfort. The mages couldn't take their eyes off him, and somehow their attention seemed to degrade him even more than the threats of ignorant peasants. He'd gone from monster to oddity. Mines where silver rivers run. Your people had good reason to keep their location secret. A job they did too well, I fear. I'll arrange a meeting for you tomorrow with Delroy, the eldest of the Harples. He might be able to steer your way. For tonight you shall stay as my guests in the mansion. And the price for all this? We have coin. That won't be necessary. But if you might grant a few of us a private audience, it would be greatly appreciated. We have sought knowledge of the Drow for many years, but little is available to us. As you wish. Excellent. Molo will show you to your rooms. Sleep well.
I doubt it.
The four friends spent the evening recuperating and enjoying the endless marvels of the Ivy Mansion. From the Harple's unique stables to the incredibly lifelike statue of Motherly Harple, which was actually the wizard himself. An unsuccessful mix of potions had left him stoned, literally. All this and more they saw before finally retiring to their room, furnished with such fine soft beds, even Wulfgar was forced to admire them. And that night, for the first time since they left Icewind Dale, the friends did sleep well. The next morning, as promised, Triss spoke with some of the mansion's wizards, telling them tales of the Underdark, Menzoberranzan, his birthplace, and his evil kin. Then it came time to meet Delroy. What do you recall about the ancient halls, dwarf? Landmarks or neighboring peoples? The pictures in my head show the deep halls and workplaces, the ringing sound of iron and the anvil. The flight of my clan started in the mountains. That's all I know. And thus our dilemma, deciding where to even begin to look. Ah, but you have chosen well to come inland. Most of the legends of Mithril Hall stem from lands near the coast. My own research points to an easterly location, somewhere between Longsaddle and the Great Desert. Though north or south, I cannot guess. Tell me, where would you go next if no advice were offered here? Citadel Advar, the dwarven stronghold. A fine choice. King Harbram may be able to aid you greatly. Is Citadel Advar your advice to us, then? It is your own choice, but as good a destination as I can offer. The journey is a long one, though. You may get there before the first colds of winter, but you likely won't be able to resume your search before spring. Still, do not be blinded to the possibilities along the road by the hopeful vision at the end. You shall pass Silvery Moon, City of Wisdom and Legacy, and Lady Alatriel's Vault of the Sages is as fine a library as exists in all the Northland. And beyond Silvery Moon you shall find Sondabar, itself an ancient dwarven stronghold where Helm-renowned dwarf friend rules. He may have some knowledge to offer. We found a trail of clues, and clues lead to more clues. We shall heed your wise advice, Delroy, to Advar, or wherever the fates may take us. Wulfgar and I will gather the horses.
Well, which do you prefer, Elf? The jabs of mad soldier's spear, or the pokings of a wandering wizard's nose?
The road.
Elsewhere in the host tower of the Arcane, Sydney desperately tried to sleep. She'd spent the night searching the docks for the Dark Elf and his friends, but found nothing. Dandy Bar wouldn't be pleased.
Greetings, fair Sydney. I pray I did not disturb your sleep, but I have exciting news.
Leave me alone, Harkle.
The wizard was a would-be suitor of Sydney's, one the passionless apprentice kept dangling by a thread of hope, so she could manipulate him as she needed.
Sydney?
Another time.
But how often in this day does one actually see and speak with a drow elf?
A drow?
Tristo Orden by name. He left Longsaddle this morning. The mansion has been astir about the whole thing.
Tell me more, dear Harkle.
I am in need of information.
Who are you?
Artemis Entreri, and you are Whisper, a dealer in secrets.
Men do not come to my room uninvited.
It is not my concern. I have come for information.
My price is high.
I seek 4 companions, a dwarf, a drow, a young man, and a halfling.
I have met your dwarf and your drow, Artemis Entreri.
Where are they, and what did they request of you?
If they remain in Luskan, I do not know where. Most probably they're gone. The dwarf had a map of the Northland.
Your reputation speaks more highly of you. You accept such a wound and let them sleep through your grasp.
I choose my fights carefully. The 4 are too dangerous for actions of frivolous vengeance. I want no business with them again.
Obviously.
Fearless is the dwarf, and where the drow Entreri. He walks in shadows that you cannot see, and strikes from the darkness.
I've heard enough.
Men do not come to my room uninvited. I choose my fights carefully.
I too choose my fights with care. Artemis returned to the host tower reluctantly. He had no desire to work with Danzibar, but his praise trail was getting cold. Some magical assistance might heat it up. It had taken Entreri 2 years to find the halfling in 10 towns, and his patience was wearing thin. They've left the city. Yes, as long as a week ago. And you know where they are. Why do you seek the companions? That is my own care. It is mine as well, if we are to be allies in this. I care nothing of your business with them. Tell me only which of the 4 it concerns. The drow has something of mine. I want it back.
And the halfling is mine. Where are they?
They have passed through Long Saddle and are headed to Silvery Moon.
Wait, our alliance.
But I have the information I need. What do I gain by working with you?
My powers can get you to them, and can aid in defeating them. They are not a weak force. Consider it our mutual benefit.
You and I on the road? You seem more fitted to a book and a desk, wizard.
I shall remain here. Sydney will go in my stead, with Jed and the soldier as her escort, along with Buck.
Buck?
A golem, my own creation. Buck could kill us all right now. Even your fell blade would be of little use against it, Artemis Entreri. But fear not, for now he's harmless. Buck has no mind. The golem only answers to my commands, or to Sydney's. Come, you should leave as soon as possible.
Waiting at his master's door. What a good dog.
I've given you hunting power. The drow is your purpose, and you can now sense him from any distance. Find him. Do not return to me without Drizzt or Orden. Stand back. I shall prepare your mounts. Your ride to Silvery Moon will be swift indeed. Buck, of course, shall run. Of course. Catti-brie sensed the tension in Entreri's voice. The assassin was outnumbered by the wizard's minions now, a situation he didn't like, but one the girl thought she might find a way to exploit. The friends, refreshed by their visit with the Harples, rode at a strong pace away from Long Saddle, enjoying the clear weather and the clear road. Though neither was destined to last long. That afternoon a squall line rolled over them, carrying sheets of rain and hailstones.
We should turn back.
This is the true test of the road. Many more travelers are defeated by storms than by orcs, because they don't anticipate the dangers when they begin their journey. A summer rain is all. Maybe we should wait and let the storm pass just a little while. Find shelter. I'll tether the horses. The next day began without rain, though thick gray clouds hung low in the sky. Still, the weather was the least of the friends' problems. Most of their provisions had been lost. Drizzt and Regis's mounts had broken and ran during the night, while Bruner's came up lame. And as for Wulfgar's steed, it had ceased to exist. Nesme is the nearest settlement, 4 days by horse but closer to a 10-day on foot. No matter, once you see the halls you'll forget all this. Veins of purest mithril wider than your hand, streams of silver, but we won't find them standing around here. Get moving. Brunner had been dreaming of his quest for nearly 2 centuries. A few minor irritations couldn't dampen his enthusiasm, and so the 4 continued on. 5 days of hard traveling brought the group, filthy and exhausted, to the banks of the River Raven. Nesme was less than a day away.
I'm starving.
You can stand to lose a bit of that gut, Rumblebelly. What? Someone's under attack. Go split the wood for the fire, my son. Heat up the kettle, and the meal's begun. Help me. Thank you, Drow. Stand back, demon spawn. This is how you welcome your rescuers. Foul company you keep, dwarf. Your friend would be dead if it weren't for that company. We are the riders of Nesme, and our lot is to die protecting our kin from the monsters of the Trollmoors. But Nesme, that's our destination. We come in peace and friendship. You'll not get in, not with him. Word will go out to all the riders. If you're sighted near Nesme, you'll be killed. Go on then. You're a fool, and so's your mother. Sorry, Drist. I've had worse welcomes, but if we can't get through Nesme, we'll have to leave the road to Silvery Moon. So be it. We'll go around their stinking hole of a town. Probably save us a day or more anyway. Elsewhere. They're newcomers. We'll take them through the Trollmoors. A dangerous place. Some call it the foulest area in all the North. They're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. How often would Dendybar be calling him? Mordecai wondered. The mottled wizard had not yet recovered fully from their last encounter. Dendybar's business with the dwarf's party must be urgent indeed. A fact which only made Mordecai despise his role as the wizard's spy even more. Begone. Dendybar couldn't help but smile. Should the group die in the Trollmoors, it would be simple enough to loot their corpses. Should they survive, Sydney would get to Silvery Moon long before the Drow. Plenty of time to set a trap. The ride from Luskan was swift indeed, and Trey and his cohorts appeared to any curious onlookers as no more than a shimmering blur, while Buck lumbered tirelessly behind with great stiff-legged strides. So smooth and easy were the seats atop Dendybar's conjured steeds that the party was able to keep up its run past dawn. And throughout the entire next day with only short rests for food. By the end of the second day, they had passed the halfway point of their journey. They set up camp in the hills above Nesme, where Katie Bree began putting her plan into motion.
I could help you with that.
Help? I should make you do all of it by yourself.
Your anger is known to me. I myself have suffered at Entreri's foul hands. This work is below your station.
What could you know of my station?
I knew you are a soldier of Luskan, of a group that's feared throughout all the Northland. Grovel work, while the mage and the shadow chaser are off playing in the night.
You're making trouble. Set the camp then. Make yourself useful. Meanwhile, tell me, when am I to die?
When the fates decreed, as with us all.
Let me be more direct. When are you instructed to try to kill me? That's why Dendibar sent the golem, isn't it? When he has what he desires and my value is ended, I am to be slain.
You are perceptive, but you haven't considered my role in this. Dendibar has put your fate in my hands. And I have no intention of destroying a present and potentially future ally. Bog was sent simply as protection against unexpected trouble from the Drow and his friends.
I think not. I imagine the object of the wizard's desires is powerful, yes, tempting for a young mage.
What are you implying?
The golem's purpose is to protect Dendibar against unexpected trouble. From you.
No, he wouldn't.
Wouldn't he? Sleep well, dear Sydney. The next day was the quietest and most productive of the ride. Entreri studied Sydney with interest, knowing that he had weakened the bond between she and Dendibar. Artemis simply had to watch for his next chance to realign his traveling companions. Likewise, Catti-brie kept her eye out for more opportunities to cultivate the seeds she had planted in Jierdan's thoughts. The snarls she saw the soldier hide from Entreri told her that her plan was off to a grand start. The party made Silvery Moon shortly after noon on the following day, well ahead of their prey. All they had to do now was wait. At the same time, leagues away, the friends had crossed the Raven more than a day before, entering the desolate Troll Moors, a choice not all of them were pleased with.
I hate this place.
Hate it all you want. It's cutting days off our journey.
Runar?
Quit your whining. This bug's no worse than the jail. Warmer too.
Runar, stop.
What is it now, Rumblebelly? You're tired, you're hungry, your feet hurt? By the gods, we should just leave you. Trolls! There, to the high ground. I suppose now we know why they call these the Troll Moors. Tell your jokes after we've gutted those vile things, Elf. Stay back.
No.
Steel does nothing to trolls. Use fire. That wasn't so bad. It's about to get worse, lad. Trolls swarmed the rise from all sides, only to be met by fire. The friends fought through the night, to the edge of exhaustion, incinerating dozens if not hundreds of the attacking monsters. But still more came, in seemingly endless waves. It was just a matter of time until someone made a mistake, and they all died. We can't stay here, and our path east is blocked. We have to turn back towards the river. Aye, and how are we supposed to get there? We run. Running at a dead sprint, the friends arrived back at the Rolling Raven by mid-afternoon, though the track had taken its toll.
I can't feel my legs.
Any more of them coming, lad? No, not yet at least. Judging by the course of the river, we're upstream past Nesme. We can cross the river here, then follow the main road to Silvery Moon. If
Nothing. Silvery Moon means a soft bed, a warm meal, and no more damn trolls. Let's go. Ah! Help me!
the thing's armor's too thick. Stand back.
I want to go home.
The friends crossed the Raven that evening, tying a few of the great worm's scales together into a makeshift raft. Then fell into a deep, bone-weary slumber, while Guinevere stood guard. The next few days were spent on the road, marching ever east towards their destination. Silvery Moon. The shining city renowned for its acceptance of all who came in search of knowledge. Go away, you may not pass. Us or the Drow? The Drow. The rest of you may go to the city, but the Black Elf may not pass. It is said Silvery Moon accepts all peoples, no matter what their race. I have my orders. He dogs. The elf's worth 12 a year and more. I owe him my life 100 times. Anything to say is not good enough for your stinking city. Be calm, my friend. I expected as much. They cannot know Drizzt Do'Urden, just the reputation of my people. You go in. I will await your return. No. To the abyss with this cursed city and all who live here. Zandabar sits less than a 10-day walking. Helm, that dwarf friend, will be more inviting. You have wronged him. Never has he raised a sword against any who did not deserve it. This world, yours and mine, is better for having Drizzt Do'Urden around. The lady's commands follow a righteous course, and are beyond the wisdom of me or you. Driss volunteered for the first watch that night, knowing he wouldn't be able to sleep. In truth, the guard's rejection had wounded him, reminding Driss just how much of an outsider he was in the daylight world. In 10 towns where thieves and murderers rose to positions of respect, he was barely tolerated. In Long Saddle he was poked and paddled like some mutant farm animal. And now even Silvery Moon, a city founded on tenets of individuality and fairness for all, had shunned him. The inevitability of Driss' life as an outcast had never before been so clearly laid out before him, and it made the Drow's heart ache.
Peace, Driss Do'Urden. I am Alastriel, High Lady of Silvery Moon.
You know of me.
Many by now have heard of the Companions of the Hall, for that is the name Harkle Harple has given you. A dwarf, barbarian, halfling, and drow traveling together tends to attract attention. It was I who denied you passage into the city, an action I felt I must explain.
You need not justify.
But I do, for myself and my home. There are many forces at work here that do not concern you, and should not. Threats of war and secret alliances. Many fear Silvery Moon. They believe our ideas and ideals are a threat to their structures of power, and they would see my city more akin to their own view. I was forced to act for the overall good of my people, whatever the cost to an individual.
Simply allowing a drow to walk among your people would implicate you in some devious alliance with the underworld, giving your enemies the cause they needed to attack.
Not just a drow. You are Driss Do'Urden, a name that is destined to be heard throughout the realms.
How?
That is a topic for another time. Now, though, you came for the Vault of the Sages to discover if anything there spoke of Mithril Hall. I have searched the vault for you, but truthfully very little has been written about Mithril Hall, and nothing that gives more than a passing hint about its location.
Then perhaps we are better for having been turned away.
Still, there might be someone else who can help you. To the west of here, less than a day's march, lies the Herald's Holdfast. There the sage old knight can guide you, if any can do this day. I have informed him of your coming, and he has agreed to sit with you. And take this potion of remembrance. Give it to the dwarf when the answers you search for seem near.
My thanks, and the thanks of my friends.
But be warned, the demise of Mithril Hall came from within the mines, an unknown danger that may lurk there still. Farewell and keep heart, Driss Do'Urden. Your honor and courage do not go unnoticed.
Driss had little trouble convincing Brunner to head west. The possibility of valuable information less than a day away set him off and running. As to how he had come by this information, Driss offered little explanation. saying only that he had met up with a lone traveler on the road to Silvery Moon during the night. So they made their way towards Harold's holdfast, Brunner full of hope and enthusiasm, Drizzt with his faith in himself and others restored. Silvery Moon.
It's been more than a week. They should have been here by now.
Drow.
Do you see him back? Where? What are you waiting for? Follow him.
Before long, the four were on the road from Silvery Moon, heading west. And they were being watched. Alastriel wasn't sure what part this new group was to play in the quest, but she suspected they were up to no good. The High Lady considered for a moment dispatching a patrol to capture the second party, so that she could learn their intentions. But that was just a fleeting thought. Alastriel knew she was but a minor player in the search for Mithril Hall. In the end, she must trust in the abilities of Drizzt Do'Urden and his friends.